Hello and welcome to this presentation and demo of Kryon full cycle automation. So this is the agenda. We will start by discussing why Kryon process discovery is a game changer for the RPA industry. Then we will do a quick overview of Kryon full cycle automation, followed by a demo, and we will finish with a value proposition of Kryon full cycle automation. So let's start. Why process discovery is a game changer for the RPA industry? Well, we need to rewind back and ask ourselves why enterprises implement RPA. And then it's because it is a competition, right? Enterprise are competing for the same markets. They try to win customers and increase their revenues. And to do this, they need to be competitive. They need to provide value to the customers. And those who fail, well, they are out of the game. And actually, if we look at the statistics, every 10 years, about half of the top enterprise in the SP 500 index are out and replaced by companies that are more productive. So how does an enterprise get more competitive? Well, today it's via a digital transformation. So digital transformation is something very important for companies. And RPA is actually one of the pillars for digital transformation. So if a company make a decision to implement RPA, it's because they want to be successful, because they want to have a digital transformation that is going to impact massively the bottom line and improve their productivity. So once we agree on this, then there is an issue because RPA has yet to make a significant impact. Actually, most companies struggle to scale their RPA, and only 8% of the automation projects reach a 50 robot scale, which is definitely not enough. So why is this happening? Why enterprises are not scaling their RPA? And to understand this, we need to look at the short tail and the long tail. So the short tail are these handful of processors that are well known to the enterprise, processors that are of high value. They have a high number of FTE. They are already mapped and therefore easy to automate and with a very good ROI. And these are the low-hanging fruits that all the RPA vendors go after when they enter a new customer. And once they implement this short tail, basically the RPA vendor leaves and the enterprise is left with automating the long tail. And what the enterprise will find out quickly is that the long tail is actually made of a multitude of processors that have lesser value, which is less FTEs, and actually they are not mapped, which means if you want to automate them, you need to send a business analyst to sit down with a user doing interviews and workshops. And because of the cost associated with this manual process discovery, there is no more ROI for this process. So let's take the example of a process that would be a process that is run once a month and takes 1 day work. So let's say 8 hours. And let's assume that the cost of an employee for these 8 hours is $150, 150. And let's say that to implement this process, you need, let's say, 3 days of business analyst at $1,000, so 3,000, and 1.5 $4,000 of RPA development. So let's say total of $4,500. So you see that you need about maybe 3 years before to get an ROI, right? So now imagine that you can reduce the cost of this entire project by 80%, which is what happens when you use process discovery. Then your ROI will be mostly around 6 months, and then yes, suddenly this process becomes fit, if you want, for an automation. Is a good candidate for automation. And so this is what we see in this illustration, that with process discovery, you are basically untapping the long tail and bringing all these processes that are not suitable for automation when you do a manual process discovery, then basically you make them suitable for automation. Right, so now let's move to an overview of full cycle automation. And first, let's be clear that Kryon process discovery is the only full cycle automation solution. We have been doing this for several years already. We have existing customers, and we are a proven technology to automate manual business processes and move this automation to the studio, where we can automate it in much lesser time than if we had to start everything from scratch. So what you see now on the screen are all the steps involved in an RPA project, starting by, on the top, the discovery and the mapping of the processes. And these tasks are usually manual work for our competitors. Now what you are seeing now are the products of the Kryon suite, and on top, the process discovery that will automate the discovery and the mapping of those processes, followed by the Kryon Studio, which is the development environment where the processes discovered by process discovery will be optimized and developed. And then we have 3 types of robots: attended, unattended, hybrids, and a console to manage, analyze, orchestrate these robots in production, right? And the point to remember is that this is done 5 times faster compared to a conventional RPA implementation, or a saving of 80%. So now let's have a look at the end-to-end flow. So on the left, you have the process discovery server that will receive or collect activities from the discovery bots that are installed on the user machine. So, you know, this process discovery server can handle about 20 to 25 discovery bots. And when all these data is collected by the process discovery server, there is a very advanced algorithm using AI that will uncover the processes. And once the processes are uncovered, the BA will look at them and decide which he wants to automate, and then from there he will move them, push them to the studio, where he will optimize them and make them ready for the robots in production to execute. Right. So now let's have a look at the demo.